Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Rogue Trader. Last time we finished with the feudal world with our Arbites friend. He was put onto some other mission, hopefully temporarily. So I think he's not part of our group at the moment, yeah. I assume at some point we're going to pick him back up and he'll rejoin us. But that puts us without a lot going on. We've got the Gene Stealers we still don't know how to get farther on. This one where the Inquisitor will contact us at some point. Dealing with Caligos Winterscale that we've been putting off because it's main quest. And then Adira will theoretically tell us when we are near some door from revision. We've got a bunch of rumors still. And then we have a whole bunch of new contracts that we've picked up at some point to give us different resources, which I'll deal with at some point if it feels like we need resources, but at the moment I think we're doing fine. So with that, I think we go back to exploring space. We left off, I think, with the areas near that feudal world that had not been explored. So the plan in my mind, unless I'm forgetting something, is to head back over there and explore these other stars that we haven't explored yet. Let's see. Yeah, various plant life growing. It's fine. Lord Captain, I'm afraid I have bad news to impart. The esteemed Master Anthar will no longer be able to accompany you. According to a message from the Adeptus Arbites, he has been discharged and is currently an overseer on Vibos 6. However, Prefect Vulture has informed me that you have the authority to challenge that decision and have Master Anthar reinstated. Solomon's been discharged. Why? Do you recall the internal Adeptus Arbites mission he went on not so long ago? As far as I know, it was a failure, which led to Master Anthar being deemed unworthy of his rank and unfit to serve you. I would like to note that his Cybermastiff is still on board. Due to the damage the dog sustained on Thessera, Master Anthar left it in the care of your tech priest. I heard there was an implant malfunction. The servants of the Omnis Eye have patched up the creature, but they have also warned that a final synchronization of its implants with those of Master Anthar is required before the Cybermastiff can be considered fully repaired. Solomon will rejoin my retinue. I will collect him in person. Then I will send a request to have Master Anthar reinstated and notify the overseers on Vibos 6 of your impending arrival. Warp jump went smoothly, although many crew members reported strange incidents while they were asleep. Yeah. Jai Hadari was uncharacteristically somber. Almost every time, I would say every time we've seen this one before, it was, wow, Sister Battle. How am I forgetting her name? Argenta. Who shows up here. So it's strange that it's suddenly Jai Hadari in this event. Well, I'm not going to immediately run back over to Vibos 6 here, because that's pretty far away. Let's explore while we're here. Once we're done with this sector, we'll go back and pick up our Arbites friend. We need to keep an eye out for a stubborn seller. What was that one? Why? There it is. I was like, why am I not seeing it? Curiosity Merchant told the Rogue Trader of an unusual piece of Cyber Beast equipment. The captain of the Renegade's Fall had refused to sell him. So somewhere in this area is a place where he last met the captain of the Renegade's Fall. Alright, we'll keep an eye out. Alright. Quite a few planets. I guess let's just head on in. Ooh. Adamantine and Phlogiston. Do I need either one? The fact that we have two resources is unusual. can't see past this very well. Adamantine, we have some of. Phlogiston's actually pretty rare. I'll take 4. That's a reasonable amount. Normally I typically aim for 5 or more, but for the resources I'm low on, it makes sense to just grab what I can if it's a reasonable amount. If it was like 1, I probably would have ignored it. Nothing here. Plasteel? Yeah, 1 plasteel. Yeah, I'm going to waste an extractium for that. 1 plasteel. And an event. The tiny colony is buried in an enormous yawning pit. The edges of its civilian structure is barely visible even from the shuttle. Let's explore the surface of the colony. The settlement was destroyed when the ground swelled up under it. The forlorn bones of dead colonists are strewn amid the rubble. On the edge of the crater, the scouts discover a tunnel entrance. Apparently, there was an explosion in the cavities beneath the town, whose unsuspecting people fell instantly into the chasm that opened as a result. Near its gaping maw is a shuttle, overturned and blackened by the blast, forever motionless. Let's check out the tunnel first. Okay, we just got generic miscellaneous trophies. Deep beneath the rubble, the scouts uncover the remains of warehouses, depots, and a veritable maze of suspicious tunnels gated with airlocks. Judging by the flattened containers with half-effaced markings, the impressively vast subterranean city belonged to a smuggling syndicate. Also a living snare. Okay, Cyber Mastiff upgrade. Plus 15 weapon skill and strength, and deals 150% more damage. This attacks opportunity against the apprehended target. Always cancel the target's movement. That's good. Critical chance, hit chance against the apprehended target is increased by probably something will actually be more than 0%. And the shuttle. Lying next to the shuttle are empty bomb containers and corpses clad in characteristic armor. The Voidcraft belonged to the Adeptus Arbites. Surviving records suggest that it was the arbitrators who planted the explosives and collapsed the tunnels on top of the dwellers, because they were a bunch of smugglers. Okay. Searching through the papers, you find the demolition plans. The arbitrators knew that detonating the tunnels would bury the colony, but prioritized eliminating the criminals over preserving the lives of ordinary settlers. Okay, so it was only the tunnel people that were smugglers. The town was innocent people. Huh. Documents also include a map of the Koronus Expanse containing encrypted data. It appears the arbitrators were aware of another smuggler's cache, but in a different system. Probably that's rumors that's going to point me to somewhere else. Well, that's that. We can chart new routes. Anything pointing back here? No, of course not. We can travel here. Ships and forces notified officers about a strange insect-like creature appearing on the astropathic chamber deck. The entity was destroyed, but the incident was recalled a few days later when one of the astropaths lost his mind, shrieking about a splitting headache. Yeah, we've seen that one. Insects in his brain. It happens. Ooh, we've got some sort of enemies of humanity. That is a different icon than we usually see. Is that something new? We'll check that out last. Let's check out this space dust first. A little bit of fuel. Nothing. More nothing. There we go. So we could grab some xenotech. Wouldn't be the worst. It's still not a huge amount, but it's another one that we don't have a ton of. Let's check out the event first. A wrecked void ship. The ship's powerful augers have detected the wreckage of a small craft hidden amid rock crevices. The shuttles that have approached it are able to make out the name on the hull, Renegade's Fall, which was, I think, what we were looking for. Send a team of enforcers to explore the ship. And there's our rare Cyber Raven in this case. Upgrade. As well as Mars Pattern Class 3 Typhoon engine. 19 speed along with low acceleration and braking significantly reduces the flagship's maneuverability. Reducing maneuverability is not ideal, but changing 14 speed to 19 speed sounds really good. That's a maybe. Reducing maneuverability. It's gold, which typically means it's very powerful or unusually good. Unless in some way they've got numbers backwards in weird ways where reducing maneuverability is a good thing, but I doubt that. The enforcers report that the craft was downed by a larger ship. Seasoned officers note the amazing precision of the hits on the hull, as if the pursuer was trying to avoid damaging some valuable cargo inside. Whoever they were, the craft's captain was able to steer it into a deep crevasse just before the crash, thus hiding the location of the wreckage from the enemy. Okay. Do I want to make this change? I think the answer is yes. We'll try it out. If the maneuverability becomes a large concern, we can always take it off after this fight. Just in case, the additional movement speed's probably going to be pretty good. Idex is a planet of no particular note. Ooh, this is Idex. That was the planet that the governor of the feudal world was supposed to be from. Idex is a planet of no particular note. However, the small station suspended in its orbit sends a distress call to your ship. The man in the hurried Vox transmission introduces himself as the planet's governor and asks the rogue trader's assistance in a delicate matter. He promises to supply the details in a private Vox conversation. Study the records concerning the planet, agree to speak with the governor directly, demand the formal talks with you if he has nothing to hide, decline the request and leave the orbit. Let's study the records first. It appears Idex recently suffered a major coup. One of its noble families seized power and made outcasts of the former dynasty. Such plots are not uncommon, although notably, Idex has become less prosperous under the new government. Alright, we'll speak with the governor discreetly. I'm not opposed to that. We don't need... I'd rather find out what's up than potentially get them to not talk to us. The governor transmits on your personal Vox frequency, whispers that Idex's current authorities are not who they claim to be. There's been an uprising on the planet, and a heretical sect has seized control. The governor pleads with you to launch an immediate strike on the governmental palace. With their top tier obliterated, the new authorities will be unable to hold on to power. Huh. We did read that there's been a major coup. Therefore, the person in the government planet, the government palace, is probably the illegitimate people. But also, part of me wonders if the people talking to us could be instead the heretics. I don't know. We don't know enough where I want to just do an orbital strike, just hearing one side of the story. Yeah, we can strike at the palace or the station. Ask the governor if the governor knows the ruler of the Sara, Raldo, who hails from the planet Idex. The governor is glad to hear that you know Raldo, who is his distant relative. Being a friend of Raldo makes the rogue trader a friend to the governor of Idex. mean, there's no option to land, talk to people, get more information, figure out what's going on. We just either leave or take a shot at one or the other governing body. So, one of its noble families seized power and made outcasts of the former dynasty. Do I think that former dynasty is still in orbit on this station, and that the new noble family is the one that's in the Governor Palace? Or the noble family that seized power, did they go up to the station and leave the old family still in their palace? That doesn't seem... It seems more likely that the person talking to us is telling the truth. I hope. We're going to risk it. Strike at the governmental palace with macro cannons and hope that we're not killing the rightful heads of this planet. Whoever the planet's official ruler has been reduced to less than... Whoever was the planet's official ruler has been reduced to less than servo skull material. Discovered on the station sends you his tearful thanks along with generous gifts. Heretic trophies and heretic trophies. Why are you sending me a bunch of heretic trophies? I'm going to assume we did the right thing. Shooting the station seems like a bad call. We'll just leave the orbit. Your ship departs into the icy void, leaving the schemers of Idex behind. Maybe that was the wrong call. Well, I don't know. Like a lot of things, it was unclear. Yes, we have to go to Vibo 6 for schemers. Okay. We will be heading there anyway soon. Let's do a quick save before we head into this random enemies of humanity fight. Won't let me click until the saving is finished. Alright. It's been a little while since we've done a fight. Or I guess a space fight.
I stand ready to serve you and the Imperium, Lord Captain.
Dari. But not Drukari, notably. So are these Suryani? Also, they are catching us from behind, which is not ideal. Okay, so there's 4 Eldari ships, looks like. Oh, did I ever figure out why I couldn't send out fighters? I think I've solved that, right? Yeah, okay. So we could go over here and shoot you to pieces. I mean, our maneuverability doesn't seem terrible. So let's look at you and your field. Disrupts targeting systems of enemy ships. Each attack made by an enemy has an equal chance of targeting either the real ship or one of its projections. Each time a projection is hit, the holofield loses 1 charge. Right. So unlike the other one that's just a mischance, this one we can tear down the projections until eventually we're able to actually hit. We have... one of our abilities is to get back our shots, right? I thought we had an ability that said while we were in the acceleration phase, we could recharge all of our weapons. Or have I still not picked that one up? Unsure. So if we're there, we can easily shoot with both of those guns. And then we can turn to hit you with one side or the other. Which sounds fine to me.
Bleed them.
Okay, we got a hit off and took out several of their ships.
Fire the last batteries.
Didn't even notice the torpedoes. That's a bit of a problem. Which side would I want to shoot with? So this will give me 2 sets of 2 shots for 21 damage. Or one set of 3 shots for 33 damage. Which is probably fine.
The time has come. Macro cannon!
If we hit, you're dead.
I revel in the spectacle of their glittering
Perfect.
ruins.
Let's launch
Torpedoes!
you out. And I guess we'll head here to start turning around. I don't think there's any value in using any of our other abilities. I could have sworn that I'd picked up that option to get back our shots, but I guess not. Alright, can you take out the torpedoes? You need to get a tiny bit closer. That's fair. I don't want to deal with the torpedoes. And start making your way that way. Okay, 1 Eldari ship down. 3 more to go. So this might be where our maneuverability being terrible is going to be a problem. Yeah. I mean, I could give myself more maneuverability that way. Wouldn't be the worst choice. Sure, why not? So that will allow me to get both of these shots off. I mean, technically I could get this shot off from where I am, possibly. 43% is terrible. What about you? Yeah, same thing. Is that just due to distance? If I got closer... Oh, it's probably because I'm within the fog. No, still 43. That gets you... Am I just... Maybe I am still within the fog. If I was like over here, shooting at one of you, still just 43s. And that feels like I'm solidly outside of that. I don't know. So be it.
This one's going down.
Go here, take our shots, see what happens. Well, we got one hit off.
Bleed them. The time has come.
Should easily take you out, and it did. Let's launch some more interceptors. Let's just wondering if I could launch myself forward and hit, but no, I'm angled wrong. To shoot with my right side. I could actually get another shot on my left. If we jumped forward 5 squares, no. Still not going to be enough. If we jump forward 5 squares and use this, we might be able to hit one of them, but it's fine. Wow. Well done, Interceptor. I guess no point in getting that close. Interceptors for the win. The real MVPs of the team. Wraithbone fragments, solar sails. Ooh, a new Auspex. Provides voidship weapons with targeting data, granting 90% hit chance, which is less than what that one gives me. 10% critical chance, which is also less. It additionally provides allies with targeting data, increasing their lance weapons and macro cannons damage by 20% and hit chance by 30%. So it would make ourself a bit weaker. Not a lot, but a bit. But give a huge boost to our allies. That's actually a bit of a choice. Kind of wish it was just better all around, but instead I've got to make a decision. I do like the idea of boosting my allies. While one of them is kind of terrible, the Heartless is actually pretty good. So boosting them up wouldn't be the worst call. Could I also upgrade our ram? I cannot. And we took no damage. Perfect. And that is this system done. Now it's time to get our way over to Vibo 6. I'll make this safe, even though I could just go around. I'm willing to spend our 40 some odd. Whatever those points are called. Oh, gravity turning around, yep. Remember that one. All the Vox systems in the deck started broadcasting otherworldly sounds. No, actually, going up here will be faster. I don't need to go to Dargonus. That's Dargonus, right? Yeah. Middle of a warp jump, our sensors detect an approaching void ship. Let us... Historically, we've always tried to dodge it. Maybe this time we shoot it down. We've got a 100% chance. Fire upon the unidentified vessel. The shell hit its target. The unidentified ship held its course for a moment longer, and then it vanished, leaving only flashes of light in its wake. A single projectile is not enough to destroy a ship of that size. What's more, our ship collided with no debris. Okay. So we've got two things to do at Vibo 6. There's some sort of event there. And then we also need to pick up our Bites friend. Let's see what projects we have going on. Or can... So we need tools for killing, which requires more reputation. Probably not going to go with that one, a raider base. Palaces for outcasts. This one needs reputation with Drusians, which is probably what I'm actually going to go for. Okay, so we're not going to do anything further here. Let's check out the schemers. The colony is facing a leadership crisis. The current governor is weak, and the nobles are engaged in a power struggle and have all but forgotten governing the planet. Appoint whoever offers the most lavish gifts as the new governor. Lose security, efficiency, and complacency, but gain 3 profit factor, which is probably fine if we knew the numbers. Everything's probably so heavily over 10 that losing 1 in every area is fine. Publicly execute the most enthusiastic schemers. Gain efficiency, lose complacency, and security. Neither of those sounds great, or heretical, which I'm assuming I won't like either. Loses security, efficiency, and complacency with no benefit. Entertain yourself by discreetly fanning the flames of the intrigue. So we lose 1 everywhere to gain 3 profit factor. Or lose complacency and security to gain more efficiency. I mean, I like the profit factor, but also just executing schemers to get things back on track feels like the better choice, even though numerically it's not giving me the rewards. Like a +1 efficiency is not needed. But I'm going to go with that one anyway. The 3 profit factor, while nice, I'm not sure how critical that is. And it just feels better to put my foot down hard that scheming is not accepted and to get people back on track. Just being bribed feels not as good. Though the nobles are now resentful of the rogue trader, fear drives them to be diligent in their duty to the colony. Yeah, get back to work. And let's head on in. We are not going to take Adira. We'll grab Heinrichs. He's always fun. Which means we'll have to level him up, as always. Greetings, your lordship. You've come to collect him, haven't you? Overseer Anthar, I mean? Yes, it did come from Solomon. Where is he? You look a little disturbed. Is Solomon causing trouble? I need to see Solomon immediately. You look disturbed. Is Solomon causing trouble? Most certainly not. He's an arbitrator through and through, albeit a discharged one. It's just... The jailer's rebreather emits a shuddering wheeze. He is so diligent in his work that us common people cannot keep up. State plainly what your problem is. Your lordship, Vivo 6 is a grim and dismal place, but how shall I put this? Master Anthar has made it unbearable. He has introduced new policies. Each shift now begins with a potential scourging, followed by an inspection. Even the slightest offense merits 10 lashes, a thorough search, and yet more punishment. And I'm talking about the jailers here. Why is Solomon dictating procedures? Are you not in charge here? Are you saying the colony has become less functional? I'm sure it's become more functional. They just hate having such oversight. Why is he dictating the procedures? Are you not in charge here? I am in charge of just this sector, or was in charge anyway. The head of the colony said that now that we have an ex-arbitrator, we should heed his wisdom and learn from it. Called us planetoid-dwelling dust gorgers too, but that's besides the point. Are you saying the colony has become less functional? Quite the opposite. We have never enjoyed such strict discipline, except people are dying a bit too quickly. On both sides of the bars, I mean, your lordship. There have been several attempts on Master Anthar's life. The hate has grown stronger than the fear. Take him away from here, I beg you. Please, take him away. Yes, I did come to see Solomon. Where is he? Emperor be praised. I mean, he is not far from here, carrying out routine cell inspections. You should have no trouble finding him. Alright, I need to see him immediately. Emperor bless you. Alright, Heinrichs, let's get you your next level. Athletics and carouse. Oh, wait, we're looking at... I think it's skill next. For these, weapon skill and willpower are obviously the primary choices, but I'm fine giving you some strength. And then athletics and carouse, which you've already got. So, I guess Lore Xenos. Theoretically, you're supposed to be good at it, being an Ordo Xenos. Alright, let's find Solomon.
Keep a sharp eye.
Ooh, more goods. Because I think we've already been through this region before. Alright, Pascal, if you could open that for me.
Success is an irrefutable certainty.
Tactica Imperialis excerpt. Critical damage dealt by the wearer with pistols is increased by 8% if their lore Imperium is 150 or greater. Yeah, I don't know of anyone that's focused on pistols. Heat waves emanate from the huge mining machine. Overheating could be the cause of work stoppage. I think there was... Oh, we've got a dead guy over here. I think there was something to look at up here, but I chose not to check it out because I assumed it was stuff we'd already seen before. An ordinance entitled Anthar's Edict, Amendment 12, contains a minute-by-minute schedule of each prisoner's duties and detailed system of punishment for them. At the bottom is a seal with the inscription, approved by the colony governor.
A new challenge for me?
Alright, what else do we have? We've got some goods here. Shield bearer's boots. The wearer can use their assault onslaught ability twice per turn. There's something wriggling in the prisoner's rags. A rat greedily gnawing the flesh off a still living man. Its emaciated victim only twitches a finger convulsively. Gross. The ordinance entitled Anthar's Edict Amendment 12 contains a minute-by-minute schedule. Yes.
None
Apparently those are
shall
posted
stand
everywhere.
in my way.
Amendment 12. 8-hour tech liturgy to appease the wrath of the machine is 65% complete. Omnissiah, grant the unit the strength not to stray out of sequence, or it will be necessary to reinitialize the process. To start over on an 8-hour sequence. Yikes.
Victory awaits.
Oh. What the? Doesn't matter. You're already dead. Solomon turns sharply toward you. He is not wearing a rebreather, and fresh bandages peek out from under his uniform. The former proctor roars, consumed with rage. Who opened your cells? Who did it? Speak, or your deaths will be... It seems Solomon is a breath away from lunging for you next, but recognition glimmers in those deranged eyes, and his voice goes quiet, as if all his strength has fled him. Plato? What happened here? Yeah, he seems to be losing it a bit. What happened here? A pathetic attempt on my life, the second one today. One of the jailers left the cells unlocked so the prisoners could do their dirty work. No matter, I will find the culprits and execute each and every one of them. I was told you'd been discharged. How did that happen? I failed the mission. Failed everyone. Solomon clenches his teeth. There were too many enemies. The situation was against us. No, I'm not making excuses. It was not my first mission to go Ari, but I didn't have Glado with me. I was sloppy, unfocused. I ordered the retreat too late. I managed to drag one of the arbitrators to the infirmary. The man died of his wounds. Bottom line, the objective was not accomplished. 10 arbitrators were lost, and their commander was somehow left alive. Like a coward, I hoped to be executed, but the marshal sent me to rot on Bebo 6 instead, and he was right to do so. Why are you not wearing a rebreather? The air here is noxious. I'm too used to arbitrator helmets. They do not cover the lower part of the face. As for my well-being, frankly, I couldn't care less. Come, I've already submitted a petition to have you reinstated. He's probably not going to be thrilled with that if he believes he failed and wants to be punished for it. That being here is his just punishment. Getting to rejoin Rogue Trader probably isn't what he wants. Get hold of yourself, we're leaving. It was a mistake to look for you, farewell. Or just kill him. Rabid dogs get to be put down. Wow. I'm going to go with number 2. I don't think he'd like the idea of a petition to have him reinstated, but just letting him know that he's coming with us. I think he'd be just straight and to the point, more okay with that. Get a hold of yourself. We're leaving. No, stop. I can't. Leave. I'm guilty. You're not in your right mind. Let me help you. You spineless worm, look at the state of you. Guilty? What are you talking about? The X1, pull yourself together. The X1. Is that some identifier for him, I suppose? I don't remember that. Guilty? What are you talking about? I've judged myself and handed down the sentence, not because of the demotion, though it was the last straw. I cannot do it anymore. I cannot look at the lying governors, the scoundrels who succumb to corruption, or the xenos who consort with humans because throne take me. It is permitted under the law of your sector. I would know nothing about xenos consorting with humans. That's really weird. But above all else, I cannot bear to look at myself, an arbitrator who is coming apart at the seams, who turns into a wreck without his dog, who... Solomon releases a ragged sigh, who no longer believes that the Lex Imperialis prevails anywhere at all. Idiot looks down at the man, but her voice sounds slightly gentler than usual. You've seen the true face of your kind's world. Ugly, cruel, and deceitful. But the pain you feel is not the end. You have a choice even now, even here. And what is the sentence? I will serve on Vibos 6 until either the world itself or its inhabitants end my existence. Until that day, I will mold this prison into a paragon of imperial order. And what of Glado? I don't have the right to keep him anymore. He reaches his metal fingers towards the cybermastiff's head, but stops just short of touching it. Deliver him to the marshal. He'll find Glado a new master. Solomon slowly raises his hand. His face is twisted in torment. Perhaps his injuries are causing him pain, or perhaps it is the words he is trying to force out. Glado Protocol Mortem 80. Guard the target. Solomon points a trembling finger at you. But the cybermastiff does not react. The scarlet lights of his visor stare at Solomon, and not a muscle beneath the dark coat quivers in response to the order to leave his master. I mean, to some extent, Glado is in a uninitialized state because he's waiting. After the cybernetic was fixed, we were told that he's waiting to be initialized by Solomon. So maybe he won't take some of the more specialized orders. He's not listening to me. Is this the aftermath of that damned mission on Thessera, or did the tech priests have to reset him to basic protocols? Throne, what difference does it make? My dog, I can't even give him one last order. Why now, Glado? Glado's protected you from the convict. Is that not enough for you? You do realize that we are talking about a half-servitor, a tool? Glado's protected you from the convict. Is that not enough for you? We used to act as one, but not anymore. The last remnants of my composure are gone. Look at me. I'm a human scrap, not an arbitrator, just an appendage to a cybermastiff. Looking at himself as the appendage, and not that the cybermastiff is an extension of himself. Is a, a weapon in his hands, more or less. But instead, he's just an appendage of the dog. You do realize that we were talking about a half-servitor, a tool. There's no meanness in him, no fickleness. Tell me I'm mad, but he's my dog, and without him, I lose all reason. Alright, well, even so, I'm not leaving without you. You will. You can't stand here forever. Dogmatic votary. The Emperor laid this burden upon us in the certainty that we were equal to it. Now, you are doubting yourself, but not the Lex Imperialis. Tell me, am I right? We could do commerce and coercion. Is this how proctors end their journey? You can die on a penal world or in the heat of battle against the most dangerous heretics of the Koronus Expanse. The choice is yours. Reasonable answer. Vibo 6 is not your prison, it is your personal bunker. You're a coward hiding from the trials bestowed upon you by the Emperor. Also a good answer. I like all of these, but we're going to go with the dogmatic choice. Emperor laid this burden upon us in the certainty that we were equal to it. Now you are doubting yourself, but not the Lex Imperialis. Tell me, am I right? Stubbornly looking at you, he says through gritted teeth, "Humans may be imperfect, but his law is not." You not think a mortal can embody the perfection of the law, do you? We can only strive. So strive then, Solomon. You can do no more than that. The Emperor protects you despite our enemy's machinations. That means your service is still of use to him. Think of the heretics we have destroyed. Do you not feel righteous anger knowing that other transgressors will escape your justice? I like the strive. We're not going to become perfect, but strive towards it. Strive then, Solomon. You can do no more than that. Solomon closed his eyes as if in prayer. Only the God Emperor is perfect and can interpret the spirit of the law. We follow the letter of it as his faithful servants. The Emperor protects you despite our enemy's machinations. That means your service is still of use to him. Too many times has he diverted a bullet meant for me. Too many. Think of the heretics we have destroyed. I thought we were going to be choosing one of these three, but I guess we get to go through all of them. Do you not feel righteous anger knowing that other transgressors will escape your justice? I do. I feel the weight of sentences undelivered, of duty unfulfilled. Metal fingers close around Glado's collar. You have convinced me. To the void with Vivo 6. My place is not here. I'm ready to serve once more. I will head to the ship at once. If you need anything, you can find me at my usual post on the bridge. Okay. Ruby Splash. The wearer can use ranged weapons in melee range. The wearer's ranged attacks against adjacent targets gain 18% critical hit chance. That would be a good one for Irliet, so that I don't have to worry about her getting attacked in melee range. What do you have right now? Plus 10 agility and perception. I mean, nice. But I would rather make sure you're safe in melee and you don't have to pull out a sword or a pistol, because that would just be a waste of your abilities. The wall, which was destroyed in the Drukhari attack, has been partially rebuilt. Bold Hand has left an inconspicuous message. It was better under the xenos. Well, you guys can happily have your prison back to the way you want it, because we are taking Solomon with us. Okay, and no more communication with the jailers. We just leave. Didn't actually take that much convincing, so I don't think he was that set on staying there. He could have fought a lot harder. Right, he should be, yep, over here. Hey, Solomon.
Rogue trader.
Shall we discuss the mission on Thessara?
Of course. Which part?
What do you think we could have done to satisfy the prefect?
I do not know. It was one of those tough situations where only time will tell how well you handled them. If I were in your position, I would take the prefect's evaluation in stride and learn from your painful experience on Thessara. Sometimes, life knocks the wind out of you in a way that can't be dodged, so it helps to learn how to take a hit.
Prefect can say what she likes. I'm convinced that we made the right choice. Reasonable statement. Your advice led to me appearing before the Administratum in an unfavorable light. We should handle the Certium situation differently. Did you like any of the entertainment we saw on Thessara? Probably not. I'm convinced that we made the right choice.
I'm not going to call the prefect's judgment into question, but you had to make a difficult decision, and you made it. You took responsibility. I appreciate such qualities in people.
I'm gonna still ask, did you like any of the entertainment we saw?
I was on a mission, not attending to pointless amusements.
You're simply no good at enjoying yourself. There must have been something that appealed to you. What a boring man you are. On second thought, maybe the star was not all that impressive after all. I mean, it kind of wasn't. And the entertainments were pretty much all heretical, so yeah.
I am certainly no expert or point of reference on this subject. Perhaps you are simply hard to impress. You are a rogue trader, after all.
So I call him out for not being impressed, and then when I say, yeah, I wasn't that impressed either, he's like, you're just hard to impress. Enough about that.
We could discuss something else.
Yeah, let's discuss Vibo 6.
Yes, I've been looking for a chance to have this conversation. I must tell you something about my past, so that we might consider the matter closed. If you agree to hear me out, that is.
Solomon's nostrils flare, his eyes darting uneasily around the bridge. What do you wish to tell me?
It's about what really pushed me into the pit of anger. Back in Calixis, before I was promoted to Proctor, I served in the same squad with another arbitrator, Emerson. He wasn't just a comrade. We entered the Schola Progenium together. We went through training together. We were assigned to the same hive world. He was like a brother to me, and I killed him.
Solomon closes his eyes, and when he opens them again, he begins to speak with lifeless detachment. You killed him. I'm curious if that was you committed an action that led to him dying and you're blaming yourself, or did he do something heretical and you determined that he had to die?
Remember that mission I told you about? The one that cost me my arm? It was Emerson who sold us out to the crime syndicate and compromised the raid.
So he did something heretical.
I was badly wounded in the fight, lying on the floor, barely alive. The rest of the squad had gone to scout the area, and Emerson stayed to guard me. He didn't notice that I was awake. He was talking over the Vox. He kept demanding bigger payment, and when he started giving our coordinates, I shot him in the back of the head. I figured that we weren't making it out of there alive, so I logged my final report, attached my Vox to Glato's collar, and told him to return to the headquarters. Then, I passed out again, and when I came to, I had already been captured. The heretics tortured me for days, but I held on until the exaction squad arrived.
Wow. Solomon places a hand on Glato's neck. I mean, killing the heretic makes total sense. Assuming you were going to die if your arm had been torn off also makes sense. What is an exaction squad?
A special unit. Exaction squads are dispatched to track down and apprehend dangerous criminals. They were investigating Emerson's betrayal, and it had led them to the heretics' hideout where I was being held prisoner.
The heretics capture you instead of just killing you on the spot.
I was right by their contact's corpse. They had to know how I found them out and what else I knew about them. They tried to beat the answers out of me, tried long and hard. I kept my mouth shut because I knew that the second I started talking, they would dispose of me.
I mean, so when you're being tortured for answers, saying nothing is usually not a smart move either, because eventually they might decide you're not useful. Yeah, not sure that was the right call either. How did you survive your captivity?
I could throw pretty words at you about how I went through the injunctor call to know my mind, or prayed to the Emperor, but I did pray, and I was well trained to tolerate pain, but every arbitrator has their limit. When I was almost broken, what helped me through was hatred. I kept recalling that bastard's face and smothered any base thoughts I had about welcoming death again and again. Hours of agony, hours in the whirlpool of pure rage.
Solomon's entire body tenses, and Glato immediately leans forward, looking for the unseen threat, but his master's iron hand tugs at his collar. What happened next?
I was put under investigation, but was cleared of the charges and assigned to piety without Glato, the most corrupt hive world in the Drusis marches. 2 years among the vilest dregs of humanity. It was a test, and I passed. I got my promotion, got Glato back. But after Emerson's betrayal, I was never the same.
You did the right thing by executing your former comrade. Probably. If even arbitrators are capable of violating the law, what does that say about the rest of humanity? Also true. For someone to go all the way through the Scholar Progenium and become an arbitrator and then still abandon what they are supposed to do, betraying their allies just for money, that says a lot. Sorry you had to do that to your friend. You deserve better. A vapid tragedy. One dead traitor does not warrant this much hand-wringing. Yeah. If even arbitrators are capable of violating the law, what does it say about the rest of humanity?
You understand? It has been gnawing at me for so long. I guess I just needed to hear another human being voice my own thoughts. Thank you.
Solomon exhales loudly. Yeah. Have you recentered yourself?
Firmly. It was your words that pulled me out of that darkness, and you have my gratitude.
You're welcome.
My faith has overpowered my disappointment and hatred. It is true that people are weak and full of vices, but that's not what's important. All that matters is that the letter of his law is perfect and that it guides me. His word and nothing else.
How is Glato? Do you two act as one again?
You need not concern yourself with Glato. I recently finished checking all his protocols. His responses are instantaneous. I cannot pretend I haven't missed his companionship.
Ha! Willing to admit that he's not just a tool? Did the Marshal contact you about your reinstatement?
He did send a message, and the phrasing was unusually heartfelt. Solomorne Anthar, you are hereby restored to your rank of Proctor. Never allow even a shadow of dishonor to fall on your uniform again.
Pardon me, but exactly which part of that was heartfelt? Yes, indeed, how utterly sentimental of the old man. Yeah, what part of that was heartfelt?
Every word. You don't know the Marshal that well, so you can take it from me.
Okay, I've asked all I wanted.
Good. It is about time we changed the subject.
I have other business to attend to.
You know where to find me, rogue trader.
Okay. I don't know if we've talked to Cassia since we got him to see her perspective on him.
My dear friend, today you have a particularly bright glow of jade and gold around you.
What does your special sight reveal?
Too many colors. The hues flicker and intersperse, merging into a single wave. It's about to crash. Forgive me, but I cannot satisfy your curiosity at this time. Perhaps later.
Huh. The Lady Navigator presses her hands to her eyes as if to shield them from the light of a burning star. Interesting.
I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
I am uncertain of what that's about. So if we go to journal, errands, hiding from the law. The papers of the wrecked arbitrator shuttle, the rogue trader found the coordinates of a cache where the disgraced crime syndicate tried to hide their riches from the law, in silence of Mer Segret. Okay. I would think that would be a rumor, but I guess it's a new quest. We'll need to find Silence of Mer Segret. It's a name that's familiar. We've been there before.